Good evening, Tobago. Good evening, Trinidad. Good evening, the Caribbean, wherever you're looking at us from tonight. This is Tobago Updates, and we are at the For the Hour show. And tonight we have a good show for you. We're going to be talking about something that has made airwaves on social media platforms, at least in Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm sure a lot of people around the world have these similar issues. They have had these discussions, they've spoken about things very similar to this. So tonight we're going to go straight into it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to hear the views, my views, and the views of those who are here in the studio with me, who are my guests tonight. And I am going to allow them to introduce themselves to you. And we're going to start with a beautiful lady. She's here in studio with us tonight. And I'm going to tell you what we're talking about. Tonight, we're talking about money matters when dating. Oh, does it? Is $200 enough? How much money you're willing to spend on a date? Do you even need to date? What is the purpose of dating? So let's introduce our guest tonight, and we're going to go straight into the discussion.
Hi, good night. I am Darianne Phillips, no stranger to Tobago Updates.
Nice to have you, Daria. Nice to have you.
Nice to be here.
And we're going on to the gentleman on your side.
I am Devon Peterkin.
And he's here to give his opinion tonight. We want it. And last but not least.
Yeah, so the tables have turned.
Yes.
Yes, so Edison Thomas, right? You all might know me. I'm the regular host and moderator on the show. Thanks for being here. Thanks for inviting me. I think I have some good pointers to train on the discussion tonight. So I'm glad that the producers invite me on for this evening.
Of course. I mean, it's a topic, as I said, it hit social media sometime last week in Trinidad and Tobago space, and a lot of people have had their opinions. They said what they had to say. Some were for it, some were against it. The funny thing is, I saw a lot of women coming out to defend the young man in this particular scenario. If you aren't familiar with this scenario, a young man decided to take a young lady out on a date, and he had his budget was $200 TT. And apparently, it was not at all acceptable by the young lady. Matter of fact, she made a big fuss about it, and everybody was talking about it for at least the past 5 to 7. How long ago? It was about 5 days. About a week ago, right? And everybody was talking about it. So that's what we're going to discuss tonight. And the funny thing is, I observed that a lot of people came out in defense of the young man. And most of the people who defended the young man were women. They came out and they was like, but what happened to she? What she want? Because the guy, he went through the whole process and he spoke about all the things he did, how he budgeted out his money. He actually had a plan. He laid out a plan. I have $200. I go to this young lady and this is how I'm going to spend it. So he had a plan. He laid it out. He explained everything. But the young lady, to her, that was insufficient. And the young ladies came for her.
Right.
What do you all think about that? About the whole scenario?
Okay, so I would start. Clearly, the young lady who didn't think that it was enough is there for money. It had to be. And it might not necessarily be a situation where the man does not have money. He has a plan. Right? He has his focus. He has his ambition. And, that's quite frankly more attractive than the $200 or than any amount of money.
And clearly she didn't get it. She didn't see that.
Right? So to me, if you have a plan, as a man, if you have a budget, don't save your money. We're going to stay when I go cook. No, because men don't usually budget. Most men just spend freely, especially to impress a woman. But this guy, he has a plan. So you have a plan. Save the $200, babes. Save it.
Edison, I hear you laughing.
I happy to say that. I really happy to say that, Dari. I want to play devil's advocate, right? Because the side of most of the women and most of the conversation I have seen, they come to the rescue of the man to back him up or whatever. What I want to say is, coming from the female side, I fully endorse women having standards, right? Okay. Standards is what really allows men to up the game, right? It keeps men on their toes. And as women, you're really supposed to have standards, right? However, the standards you have is the kind of standards that you set, right? So if it is that you're putting it fairly basely on value, on how much somebody could spend, then that's very relative. Somebody could spend $200 on you, and that person will care about you more than somebody could spend $2,000, right?
Precisely.
So value is very, very shallow, as opposed to the financial might of a man is very, very shallow standard to set for a man, right? And that is why I say, but I'm all for women setting standards, all power to you, right? Just that the type of standard is what is important.
Right, and you know, this morning I was listening to a conversation, you know, on a program this morning, right here on Tobago Updates, and the guest was saying that how he assesses the situation is like you're liking it to a sofa. You're going to buy a sofa, right? So you decide, well, I feel I want something luxurious, so I'm going to put up my thing. But the purpose for buying this luxurious set is because I have a nice house, so I want a nice sofa in my house. Or I have a humble home, and I just want something that is comfortable, something that could support me. So you really have to go into it, my interpretation or my assessment of it, you're going into dating with a plan. Whatever form your plan take, however you assess your situation. Am I dating this girl because she look nice, so you know I gotta fling out her 2,000? Same thing you're talking about your value. Or you know what? I think this is something I want to invest in long term.
Yeah.
So let me see how she's going to respond to me being in a kind of I have a budget, and this is what we're going with. Anyway, Devon, tell me what do you think? How do you feel about the whole thing? And I've noticed somebody who has a voice on social media has been very silent on this topic. So I'm excited to hear what your views are.
Well, frankly, I think the topic is kind of strange. Because first of all, if I'm going on a first date with a lady, why would she know my budget?
That's a very good point.
That's a good point.
That is a very good point.
So the whole time I'm listening to this situation, that's the question in my head. How does she know how much money I have to spend?
And why did you tell her?
And why did I tell her that in the beginning?
I'm not sure if he told her in the beginning. I think it's when it was coming down to the end when he was realizing, listen,
You're running out of money.
yeah, the whole up because
He was running out of
I'm running
money.
thin here on money. I think that's how it happened. But I get your point. I mean, you wouldn't tell somebody, listen, we're going out on a date and the budget is $100, $1,000, $5,000, $10,000. That is really up to you. You set your budget, and I understand what you're saying. So continue.
So if I had only $200 as my budget, I only have $200. I really want to go out with this girl. I have one opportunity to go out with this girl, or I could wait until I have more money. If I decided to use this opportunity, I'm going to keep this date very short. So it doesn't last out the 200.
Where she can try to figure out, well, why you don't have more than
understand?
200.
She will still know. She's like, a 5-minute date. So how long you think $200 going to last on a date?
But then again, no. I have to commend the guy because he was very honest.
Right.
And you stick to your guns too.
Yeah, the
Right?
stuff-
It's our men generally.
So as a woman, I think she should have taken that into consideration. Like, this guy is not willing to put on a facade or
He's the
pretend.
real, right?
He was very real.
Yes.
Genuine.
So this lady, clearly looking at the wrong things.
Yeah.
She didn't look at the end game, and Darian was saying it because if a guy steps to you and he was like, listen, let's say for instance the guy, he has more than $200. Obviously, I am sure. I am sure the man had more than
Exactly,
$200.
but
He
if a
decided,
budget
he
in-
made a conscious decision, an intentional decision. I am only willing to spend $200 on this date. And the date, it had content in the date. They played games, they did this, they did whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like if he was like, okay, we're going to buy a meal for $200 and that's it, dinner done, date done, let's go home. There was something in it, there was substance in it. But she didn't see that. All she saw was, it's $200 this man really carried me out with.
That's it. She eye long.
He wrong. And then the other thing too is when you're in a city, you have to kind of assess situations from on both ends. A guy sees girl, guy likes girl. Why does guy like girl? And guy really want to like this girl because, I mean, is she high maintenance? Is she humble? Is she accepting? Why are you going on this date with this person? Yes, you could see somebody and you like them. But what is the thing that makes you decide I want to go on a date whether I have money or I don't have money? How are we doing that?
I think that's hard because women could finesse.
But of
Speaking
course,
from experience, so we can finesse, right? So, I could look at somebody and know, well, okay, maybe I want to impress this person, so maybe I need to just humble down a little bit. So I might do my nails this week. I might not, I might not do what I would usually do as self-care, as my normal self-care routine, because I don't want to seem too high maintenance to this guy.
But why do you want to dull yourself down? Because you don't. That is the approach there. The approach.
Well, maybe because I just and I'm not speaking about me specifically, but maybe because I want to experience what this guy is like. I saw this guy and I like this guy.
But why? Because you see the
She
thing
making
is
it easier for him.
She making it easier for him, but you're robbing yourself of who you are. And how long can you keep up that facade? Because eventually,
exactly
the man was spending 200, he 150, how much ever he has. I mean, for 4, 3, 4, 5, 6 dates, but then after that, you start to realize, man, you had to up your game because like 200 ain't cutting it. We do that once, we do that twice. You need to come with something more.
But then that's the thing, a lot of people get bored really quickly. So then they want to just have that for that period of time and move on.
Because their intentions are not pure.
Exactly.
Right? Their intentions are not pure. I mean, if somebody approaches you to date you, as women, somebody, sometimes you could, we are FBIs, right? So we could do research. We could go as far back as however to know, well, all right, cool, I'll give him a blight because, I mean, I heard about him, I know about him, so I think he could kind of sustain this whole thing and, I'm willing to go the extra mile. Or just decide, nah, I did my research, next. Even if the next guy has the same $200, if you do your research, you have enough information to make an informed decision. Don't accept the date and then, only $200.
But then, too, another thing is people look at people based on what they put out on the social media. So I'm just gonna use Peter as an example. Let's just say Peter has really nice pictures on Facebook. Peter has pictures of him with his friends, and his friends seem to be, a part of the IT crew. And I see Peter, and I see that. That's what I want.
But you see, the thing is, and that's it. I'm happy. Continue your point, but I'm happy that you're bringing this up.
Right? That's what I want. So I'm gonna do what I think I need to do to get there.
And that's the thing.
Although that might not be what it really is.
Social media is a thing. It is a good thing and it's a bad thing because, I mean, who we are behind our screens is completely different to who we are in person. Because as you rightfully said, there are so many things. Sorry?
I said just like home girl.
Just like home girl. You understand?
Just like home girl.
Because you are presenting what you want people to think and believe of you. When inside, sometimes when I look at conversations on social media and I see the kind of comments and the responses that people make, some of the people I know personally, and I'm like, this ain't the real you. Why are you doing this? Because that's not you. But you want to have a level of, okay, I'm out there, I'm important, I have a voice, when you're home crying, or you're broke the same way as the guy, you're trying to make a decision that you can't make a decision on. So we have allowed social media and society to form our decisions, to help to form our decisions when we are supposed to search within ourselves, set our own standards for ourselves. We have allowed too many things to determine what is a date, what constitutes a date, what is the thing that you would look for in a date. Who am I? What am I looking for? The thing that they have on social media?
I think that's because that's the only guide that they have.
But before we move any further on this topic, right, I observe something about this whole topic, like, this guy won. He's the one that dodged the bullet. He's not the victim.
Yeah, definitely.
So there was no need for the woman to come to his aid.
Definitely. In the court of public opinion, he definitely get the kudos.
True.
But the intention, listen, Dana, intentions when it comes to sussing out people and young ladies. I mean, you see the young lady and you're like, she look good, I'll give you that. Right? So you see and you're like her. If it is that you want to take that person out on a little soiree, wherever your budget is, the intention is that you would make that clear from the jump, which he thought that he was going out to really talk to the girl and get to know her, right? Probably didn't make that too clear in the jump, from the jump, right? And so she's going out with the intention, well, I'm going to go out and have a good time on this man's expense, right? Because he didn't make his intention. When they don't make your intentions clear,
From the beginning,
advantage.
Yes.
And I would say on both parties, man and woman, right? When it is, because I see it when men do it too, when women don't make themselves clear from the jump, then the men just take advantage. Same thing comes for women, the woman's side, right?
What about the people who trying to change your mind although they hear your intentions?
That does also happen. But remember,
Because
this
they
is our
think that's
first
slick.
impression. And the other point I wanted to bring up too is that why is the purpose of me going out with you is just to find out let us get to know each other. Why are they going to do a song and dance to try to impress
Exactly.
you?
Why do I need to wine and dine you on a rooftop?
Exactly.
So you
Cut
could
off
put,
my
so you
nose
could
to
put
spoil my
pictures
face.
on
That's what I'm
Instagram.
saying.
And it's a
about
cycle.
the social
It's
media.
literally
about
a
the social
cycle.
media.
Oh, look at me. Look at where I am tonight.
Look
This
what
is
he
my
did for
view
me.
tonight. My view tonight. What are you doing tonight? And then what?
Exactly.
The guy drop you off home and he's like, never me again. And guess what? It doesn't end there, you know. Just the same way you post him up on social media, he go and talk.
He go and
You see
talk.
that girl there? Drop that scene. Because
Well, she make it bad for herself.
Well,
you know, because
exactly.
everybody
She
says
did
she
that on
can't
her
talk.
own. She
You
did
know?
that on her own.
I wouldn't doubt that she'd be able to attract the kind of man with the wealth that she wants. But I mean, when it is you actually get that, if it is that, when that comes with what it comes with, I hope she's ready.
She's probably just gonna get the 20% of what she wants as
Ye-
opposed to the 80%
Exactly,
that he probably had.
oh
exactly.
my gosh, this is so sad.
Another thing. Listen, I know you. I don't know you. Why am I going to spend $200 on somebody I don't know?
Because that's the price to pay to know me.
No, I don't
That's
know
the price
you.
she puts on it.
I don't know you from Adam.
Well,
But you
More than that.
remember, you are the one who wants to know her. You are the one. Let me be advocate now, right? You are the one who wants to know this young lady, you know. You decide you want to take her out on a date, so she set a price.
Nah, man.
She set a price, and her price is not $200, and you should have done your research.
She said she
You,
priced.
yes.
Well, then again, intention. You understand? If you ask me, where we going out? The Savannah. We going to do the Savannah. They sound like no expensive date. What we going to do in Savannah? Play games. We eating anything? Well, side food from the thing. No, brother. I need to go in Crave. I need to go in Aioli. I need to go by the Hyatt. This is my level. And so you know from the jump, all right, this woman high maintenance, and I had her money.
Well, of course, that discussion was not had.
Evidently.
Man decide, I am
Evidently.
$200, and we have a video to show you how this $200 break down.
Eh,
What are we going
they
to
playing
do?
it- they playing it-
Producer,
they playing
we
it?
playing the video. What are we doing?
Yeah, I need to see the breakdown.
We have some issues there with audio. So, but we want to show the viewers tonight how this man break down his $200. The man was intentional. He didn't just decide, I have $200. Let me call she and see what she doing. He had a plan. I think it was a good plan, and I think you could date on a dime. You understand?
Yeah.
Why was he so honest about the budget?
The 200?
This was only after all this came out, eh? But we're going to the
He
video
wasn't
now.
honest before. He wasn't open up.
Let's go to video now.
So yes, you guys would have probably seen me on news recently for giving my interview about my $200 date that went viral. So let me explain what happened. So basically, I was carrying this girl out on a date, and I had $200, right? We agreed to go in the Savannah, you know, and eat, you know, and talk to get to know each other better, you know. So as you guys know, I don't have a car, so I had to hire a driver, right? And the driver charged $40 to drop us and $40 to carry us back home. So that's $80 gone already. So I'm leaving $120. I ate before I left home, so I was full. So only her needed to eat, right? So she wanted chickens and stuff. I came up with like $70, and she drank a juice. That's $10, so that's $80. So I'm left with $40, right? And as you guys know, in Savannah, there's like games you could play and whatnot, you know. And she played a game that was $20 per game, and she liked it, and she wanted to play a second round, right, in which she won a teddy bear, right? And so after she played the game twice, my $40 finished. So all I'm left with is the $40 to go back home to give to the driver, right? And she wanted to play some different games, and I'm like, you know, let's talk and get to know each other, you know. That's what we came for, you know. Let's talk and get to know each other, you know. And she was upset, and you know. I told her, well, my money is done. That's all that I have, you know. And she was upset with me and said, oh, I'm cheap, I'm broke, I have no money, and I shouldn't carry her out without any money if I know that I'm broke and I'm not in her class. And I'm like, so why are you embarrassing? You know, we came to talk and get to know each other. That's what people do on a date, you know. And then I realized, you know, it's all about money, and she didn't really want to get to know me, you know. So I called the driver and she dropped us back home, you know. And I think I must stay single, you know, because this wasn't working out for me, man, you know.
So guys, you heard the breakdown, but before we go into the breakdown, my producers in the background, you should have heard them. Listen to me. Listen to me. They give this guy 100 out of 100, right? This man, listen, what I noticed about this video, right? The man said we discuss and we agree we go into the savannah.
Right.
That's
right.
the first thing I noticed.
Yeah.
They had a discussion, we go into the savannah.
To talk and
To
get to know
talk.
each other.
And to get to know each other.
Yeah.
How much money you had to spend to talk and know each other?
Well, again, if it is that the girl was actually interested, you don't need to spend no money. She ain't interested.
You go around the savannah, you buy 2 coconut water, you walk and you drink, you talk.
Sit down on a bench.
His budget could have been $50 as far as I see.
He learned that $200 lesson.
Clearly he did.
That 200 going down the drain.
Clearly he did.
Because, listen, all I had to say about it, I had to say to the guy, right? I will call him Too Blue, right?
Too blue.
Too Blue. Listen, don't give up.
Yeah, that is the part that's breaking my heart.
Don't
because
give up
why
now.
now he feels like he had to stay single because this one girl
Yeah,
chooses to not appreciate his $200.
yeah.
Right?
More than she deserves.
I have another swing to it. Why she didn't have like a $50 or a $60
Vex
to
money,
play
sir.
she
What was
game
the vex
for
money?
herself?
What was the vex money?
Why she ain't have money to play she game for herself? You
I
play
was-
2 games
I
on
was
my
telling
money.
my colleagues, if you're hungry, go by your mother, go by your brother, go by a good friend.
Eat
Don't
before you
go
go.
by strangers and ask for food and games to entertain you. Listen, this man had an intention to go out, you understand, and probably entertain you with his lyrics and charm and all of that. And you looking to get entertained by games on the savannah that cost a bunch of money. If you want to play games, spend your money and play a game. You can't be telling
I
man
feel
game.
like somebody asked me about it, how I felt about the $200 thing. And I'm like, okay, well, you have $200, I have $200, so we have $400.
There you go.
Right? So why can't be a case
Exactly,
where she
Larry.
come with what she had to come with?
Exactly.
But I think people get the wrong idea of dating. What is dating about, really? I want to define what dating is. Because people get tied up with what is dating and what is courting, eh? Because if I'm going out with you for the first time, as the young man rightfully said, he said, we're going to the savannah to get to know each other. We're going to talk. We're going to, if you see somebody, I see you, I like you. She real nice boy, I want to talk to you. I don't see why I need to take a loan to talk to you.
Alone.
I have to mortgage my whole house to talk to you.
You had to go by Island Finance.
I don't understand why I have to do that.
You had to check
understand?
Island Finance. Island Finance, there's a good
Plug.
There's a good plug. You had to advertise loans to fulfill us. We
You
want dates
understand?
now.
And the thing about it too, Edison, you did make a point. Yes, I understand that I will have my standards as a woman and I will know who I will, your standards will allow you to decide who you're going to entertain on a date. Because, at the end of the day, it's not every $200. I don't mind you spending your $200 for us to go on a date. Even $10, but it's not everybody $10 I will accept. Because I have a set standard. And at the end of the day, it's not really your pocket I'm looking at, I'm looking at you.
Exactly.
And
So
if
if
I
you
make
come
up
with-
my mind to go with you, then
We go in, we
it
pump
has
in, right?
something-
Pump is pump,
Exactly.
right? I am not. You could have $10,000 and you could be a louse. You could be lousy, right? You woo me with this $10,000. Oh my God, you had it $10,000 every time you go on a date. Your pocket ain't running dry at all because I don't know where you come from,
What they can't
right?
done.
You put me in a house now. We date for however long, and I decide, yes, I like this because I could post my thing on social media. Everybody's seeing me. I'm going to buy. I'm doing all these things because this man have money. Walk me down the aisle and put me in a house, and every day I have to cake one makeup. Because why? Licks in my skin.
Oh,
Right?
That's the part you
The next thing now, I home in this, you build this big mansion for me alone in the house by myself, because you here, there, and everywhere. What are we really looking for? What we really doing? What are we doing?
Following
Oh,
what the
oh,
social
oh,
media
forget
are trying to
porn.
tell us to do.
Listen to me, social media fooling all you. Social media is deceiving all you. All you know the truth. Live the truth now, man. Come on. We can't be living for likes and followers, right? We can't be living our lives like that. We have to live in our own truth. Set your standards, yes, but you can't be looking at people dollars and cents. Look at your own. How about you create your budget for yourself? What budget app you're using, right? What's your plan for a date? You ever plan out a date? You know where to go?
But I
Of
think
course,
it's,
No,
All
they're
those
gonna know where
things.
to go, you know, because they're gonna know where they want to
yeah,
go.
but
They know where they want to
I
go.
think
But you gotta pay for it.
we're speaking about two different people. It's two different levels of maturity.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. You have a
And
point
it's just
there.
maturity
So,
guidance.
so if you're dating a younger girl, right? All her friends on social media posting meals and trips. That's what she's going to want to do. A more mature woman would think like you. You understand? And he's a young guy. So he ain't reach up to that level you're talking
So
about.
that's why I
yet.
don't want his $10.
Right, but she wants his $10
And more.
and more
Yeah.
because she wants to look good on Instagram for her friends. She don't care about him. She wants to boast about the date itself.
Yeah.
And that's why he needs to do his research and leave she alone and look for somebody else who will accept his 10.
And that's why
Wait.
we need better guidance.
You're talking about dating, right? Dating for me is general, right? Two people planning an activity and spending quality time together. That is what dating is. It doesn't involve going out to a specific place, restaurant. You can date at home. You can have a date at the person's house.
You
can have a
literally
date-
don't even have to spend a penny.
Exactly.
You don't have to spend a penny.
Women don't like first dates in house.
Yeah, well, I can understand,
understand that, but there's
it's
a
a
park, it's a
public
park.
places
Okay,
and all of that.
because you know what? It sends a different message.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, intention
Right.
in it. Yeah, intention in it.
Yeah, it sends a different
Yeah, intention
message.
in
But there are park benches all over.
Yeah, exactly. It
There's
be
so many
public.
things you could do, walking paths, you could ride a bike, something. You don't
Yeah.
even have to spend a penny.
Exactly.
Park benches at night kind of intimate.
You don't need
for
to
a
go in the
first
night.
date.
Yeah. And
Even
then,
movies.
yeah, because movies are a nice icebreaker because when you're doing a movie, you're watching the movie, you ain't talking or anything like that, and then at
After,
the end of
you
the
could have
movie,
discussion.
you have
Have
an
a discourse
icebreaker, which
about
was
the
the
movie.
movie, and then you could lead on to other things.
Yeah.
You understand? But I mean, probably, but I didn't really have thinking cap one day. I mean, yeah, let's put some
I
strategy.
can't say I
Yeah,
don't agree with
the
that.
full
I
sense
can't
of
say that.
it.
No,
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 not
I
a good
agree with that.
idea.
I
No,
just-
not a
No,
good
no.
idea.
This
Alright,
guy
the
is just
strategy for
no,
me,
he's
yeah.
just inexperienced.
That's-
the
I would boil it
strategy
down
for
to
me-
inexperience here.
Because at the end of the day, movie is movie, popcorn, and probably I eat and a drink, right? Movies tickets are $100, right? And then you have a transport, you have your two snacks and whatever. That is your $200 right there. Right?
No.
And then-
$80 was a transport.
Yeah, he didn't
Right,
have
but you
enough
have
money for all of that.
120, right?
So
After.
you can't go to the movies.
So you went, no,
If you-
movies $90. You could have go Cinemas 8, which is Cinemas 8 cheaper than even like $60.
I
in
feel
some
she would have
Cinemas
still
8.
talk about it.
Yeah.
Because all
understand?
she was getting in the
She-
movies was
yeah.
popcorn
You
and a
give she
drink.
one popcorn and a drink.
Nah, she was talking about that too.
When you give them
One
the popcorn and
a
the
drink.
Coke, the popcorn
Listen,
and the
it's not
Coke was
supposed to
full
be
of belly.
movie.
So
That
you
long
can't
time
eat
thing.
nothing
That
else.
when you used to go to the Rex, that long time thing.
Yeah.
Listen to me, it's dinner and a movie, you know. So after the movie,
Yes, it's true to them.
She go.
when
she
we
go-
going to have this conversation,
go
we can have the conversation dry mouth.
I
Some
don't
drinks
want
by a
She
bar
want drinks.
afterwards.
Drinks by a bar. Then
Even-
they might walk cutters.
Even go around the savannah afterwards and play them same games.
Yeah. So
Yeah, boy,
the
yeah,
man
boy.
$200 drop in the
$200
pocket.
wouldn't
You
have
might
stretch.
catch-
Listen,
you might catch
You wouldn't
that
have
thing.
No way.
You wouldn't have reached.
Listen, we're going to a break real quick. But here what I want you guys to do for me, right? Those of you who are listening, share the live now. Share the live, because we're coming back with more. See you guys soon.
is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Welcome to L'Image Parfait Day Spa, your urban oasis and wellness center. Our services includes massages, treatments, facials, pedicures, weight management, detox programs, and much more. Call us today at 624-1452 or 720-7474. Trinidad locations and Bonacore, Tobago at 273-7772. Let us treat you like the VIP you are.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
October will never be better. With Tobago, carnival fever. Okay, passage and come on over.
Welcome back, guys. We're still talking about money matters when dating. Or does it? Is $200 enough? And we're looking at some of the comments on the live, and we're so happy that you guys are commenting. And we're asking you to continue bringing in your comments because we want to hear your views too. So I want to pull this one out. A few of them, actually. This one says, Nikisha Peterson, she says, there needs to be transparency and disclosure. Be upfront. Manage your expectations. There should be some convos before the date to determine if there should even be a date. Dating is not for the faint-hearted. And I think you mentioned the faint-hearted, she said, you know.
It rough out here, boy.
Yeah, what is it? Things real hard. You gotta let people know what your intentions are. And I think, Edison, you mentioned something like that earlier. You know? And Michael Stewart has said, if women ask for equality, because, you know, we always want to be equal, and that is something I'm not in support of that thing. You see, this equality thing, I want my man to be a man, and I want to be a woman. I don't want equal rights as no man. I'm very sorry. But we're not talking about that tonight, right? If women ask for equality, does it include equality to take out a guy on a date for $500? Because you don't want to go on a date for $200, eh? So how much you spending on a guy for the first dates? I hear the producer clapping in the back there. Producer agree with you, Mr. Michael Stewart, right? So obviously the situation affected a lot of people, and people had their views on it. You know, so we really have to define what our date is and what are our expectations. The follower said, she said, manage your expectations. Yeah, to manage your expectations. And Devon, you were saying something when we went to the break that the young man is inexperienced. And I want to agree with you. He is inexperienced and he has a lot more to experience because I am sure this ain't gonna be the last time he's gonna be disappointed, and we don't want the guy to stay single forever. Must be only 21, poor fella.
Oh, God.
Right? How
Yes.
he just stay single forever? He's a cute fella. He looks ambitious, like he
21,
has.
is it?
I just saying that. I just saying that. I don't know.
So you said something a while back with the just now with the equality, and he said something about setting standards, and I agree with people setting standards, and women have high standards. It's time for men to start setting higher standards.
I'll clap you for that. Man.
I agree with you on that.
Clap you for
I agree with you on
that.
that.
I agree.
And for men to start making, you see what has happened, right? Society has allowed men to be hushed because, you know, sometimes a man will ask, okay, you want me to bring this, so what you bringing to the table? And a lot of people back down that question. But we're really like, what are you bringing? You want me to bring out this, but how are we going to balance this out?
Exactly.
Yes.
There must
Yes.
be
Scale
some kind
has
of
to be
balance.
So you have a whole list of requirements of
But I
men you
cannot.
want to date, right? Why can't the men approach you with lists?
with
What's
their
all this?
list.
Because what is
With
the man
their
getting in
list.
exchange for all the resources he's bringing to you? Your good looks, your company.
So what if brother man 2 Blue did come and he spend, instead of 2 Blue, he spend 20 Blue, right? Can you then in a subsequent
Date.
outing
Yeah.
spend
Just as much. Or even half.
Even half for that.
Even half.
And I'm sure that she don't have that money to pour on he just.
It
Understand?
didn't seem so.
So if it is that you match my energy, you understand? If it is that I'm willing to put out that on you and I show you, hey, this is how I value in terms of money, right? You don't know how much money I'm making. You don't know how much sacrifice I had to put out to pay this money. Meet me the same way I meet you, and then we could take it down the road and go down the road. We have a good understanding, managing expectations.
And my
that's good.
thing about it too is not even about matching my money. You said matching my energy, because even if I take you as a guy, I take you out on a date for $2,000. I need to feel some level of appreciation and some sort of follow-up. There must be some sort of, it can't just end there. There must be some sort of follow-up. To me, I think it's an investment. Because when I spend in my time and my resources, so I had to get something in return. It had to be some stroke me ego, something. So I had to get something out of it. We have to form something that is going to kind of balance out. I'm not necessarily saying give back me 2,000 because that's not what it is about. I already put it out. That means okay, I could lose it. I could do without it. But what I'm saying is I need to get some sort of value for this effort. Just the efforts alone, I need to get some sort of value. And that's why, again, manage your expectations. Do your research. Know the kind of girl you want to go out with.
You're going out on a date on a person, right? And that person does not value you, or that person is not interested in you. They are going to suck all the resources that they could probably get, right? Conversely, if you're going out with somebody and that person generally interested in you, you will be surprised that $200 could have probably stretched for 3 weeks.
You understand?
You understand? Because that person is so interested in you, they're making the effort and the time to meet with you and talk to you and all of that. Like if that person was interested in you, you might have probably sit down and talk for 3 hours, and then she and you say realize, wait, you know me eat for the night.
Or she might have just
Yeah.
realized, but wait, mature dry.
You understand?
Like only
you might have
after she
coconut
done
water,
talk.
let me continue
Yeah.
talking. Yeah.
But hear this funny
the
thing.
interest.
The last date I went on cost me $200.
And what happened? You go.
Well, obviously, I didn't have to pay transportation because
Yeah, you can.
I picked up the person, right? It wasn't the budget, but that's how
that's
much
what it
money I
costs.
spent.
Right.
Because we went for a meal, and the meal was one something. The person doesn't drink.
Nice.
I wasn't drinking that night. And we even went somewhere else to our next bar. And I didn't spend more than 200.
You had change. You had change.
Taking a go on a second date.
It really depends on the individual because some people just out here.
It depends on, sometimes too, on how bad you want to impress, with the impression you want to make or leave on the person. So if you're trying to be more than you appear to be, you
Then
would
you
spend
really
more
are.
money.
But the thing about it, right, is trying to be more than you are. How long can you sustain that?
As long as you have the money.
And when the money runs out, when the money done, love done,
Yes.
you understand?
Fun done, money done.
But you know, we're talking about setting standards, women having the standards, men having the standards, and you said that therefore that men need to come up as well. where do you start? Because society, as I said, society has it that the woman could ask her what she wants. She had it right. Happy wife, happy life, happy whatever, happy home, whatever. And once the woman happy, everybody else fend for themselves. How do you, as a man, set your standard and determine what you want, and how do you know what you're gonna accept from the woman?
Change that narrative.
Yeah, it starts with yourself, you know. And I could tell you because from experience, I went through that whole journey of being able to value myself. When you value yourself, then you can know what you want from a woman. Before that, you can never set realistic standards for what you want in a woman, because you don't value yourself, right? So, experience-wise, example, right? Wifey, sorry, but I'm telling the story, right? In the earlier years, when I was, sussing out the ladies and thing, right? I had a particular young lady who I was involved with, not from the country, but we was going around and thing. Back then, I had self-esteem issues, right? And at that point in time, I used to dress ridiculously, like homeless, right? And I used to cut my hair often, I still don't cut my hair often, but I take pride in the hair now, right? The clothes didn't fit, you're walking around with rubber ding ding all the time. At that time, my girl braced me and told me, Edison, you're looking stink. Just so, while we was together, right? When I went and tell my partner that, he laughed. That was a wake-up call for me. And that kind of changed my whole life trajectory, because after that, I went and I researched, okay, how to dress as a proper looking man, how to dress, how to look good, smell good, how to do all the different kind of things. What would work for me, you understand? And what I would look good in, wearing clothes that fit and all of that. And I went on that journey for years. When I did that journey, only then I realized, all right, I'm doing all this investment in myself. I ain't no hungry girl. You understand?
That's right.
So then I was able to set standards for myself. Before that, it would have been, well, like you. If somebody come and she's showing a little interest, then I go try my best to keep she. But before that, but after that whole journey, then I knew exactly what I wanted and who I wanted.
Right.
So it comes from actually having standards for the self first and valuing the self, and then you'll be able to. You realize it. You see it about the men who take care of themselves and all of that. They are the guys who get through. Who tend to get through with the highest quality of ladies. It's generally across the board. You understand? So setting values, setting standards for yourself, then you could set standards for your ladies after.
Yeah, and it's the same thing I was saying earlier, that it doesn't matter how much a person spends on me on the first date, right? Because at the end of the day, you're looking for a certain type of value. I know who I am. As I said, $10 could take me out on a date, but I'm not going to accept $10 from everybody or anybody. It have a specific type of person based on who you after you've done your self-introspection, you learn yourself, you know what you want, you know your values, you know what you're looking for, and you know what you have to bring to the table as well. You can't just be going to the table looking. You can't be going to the table hungry. You understand? And you have nothing to bring to the table. If somebody bring a meal, bring the champagne.
Yes.
You understand? Complete the meal, man. Come on. You understand? Somebody said one hand JSL Boris Vincent. She's saying hi, cuz. She said one hand don't clap. And she writes, if you bring in something, I have to bring something too. And that's the kind of things that we really have to be looking forward to when we date. In your car, just be coming and saying, well, the man thing, and he had to woo me, and he had to this, and he had to that, and he had to commit $1 million, and all I had to do is sit down and look pretty. And then what? When you get old and wrinkle up, you're still looking pretty? Or you had to pay for your Botox and your thing to keep looking. I'm just being an advocate here. I just trying to keep the conversation. But I mean, come on. You have to bring some level of substance. And we need to stop allowing social media and what we think we know is not true. We know it's not real. Look at your own self. Look at your own life. Look at the things you post on social media, the average person. The things that you post, that is not your real life. Right? So we can't allow social media to dictate what we do, who we date, who we talk to, how we dress. I mean, there are guidelines that you'll have to follow, yes, you took the approach to fix yourself because you realize you wasn't attracting the things you wanted to attract in life. So you really have to follow some guidelines. But we can't allow social media, false people who live behind a screen, to dictate how you live your life, how you make your decisions, how you decide who is going to be your friend, who you're going to date, what you're going to eat, what you're going to wear, what color looking good on you. Oh my God, this trending now. So everything that trending, you're jumping on. And at the end of the day, you remain an empty, vapid individual. What we doing?
Who says what is a date?
Who
says that?
determines? Who determines?
Who determines?
If
what
it is a date or not.
Yeah.
And my thing about it, right? Okay, we're using the word date. We have not defined what a date is. And I think what you mean by when you say who says what is a date, you're talking about the two people who go in on the thing?
No,
or
not just
society.
that. Society generally. Because
okay.
I'm a workaholic, so I'm always in my shop or home tutoring or something. And while I'm working in my shop making clothes,
Like
I have
on, that look real cool.
thanks. I have a friend who would just come and he would bring drinks and we would sit there and I would take a little drink in between my sewing machine going over and we having conversations and not just conversations, like meaningful conversations. By the time I don't want to stop working because I'm so motivated, right? And to me that's a date.
But is he getting to know you personally?
Oh yes,
He's trying to get to know you better?
yes.
That's a unique situation.
It's unique.
Yeah,
Right?
because dating now, our first date, like this was our first date, is a very small opportunity to leave a lasting impression.
Yeah.
Okay, well if that's the situation, the dog come good in the first date. That was not the first date.
Okay.
Right. So the first date was a success because you gave him another date.
Right.
Because he left a lasting impression.
For him to come in your shop online.
But I feel like that dog tried with that.
Yeah, but she
At
wasn't
his
impressed.
level.
Yeah, she wasn't impressed. She really was not impressed.
No.
Because he didn't do his research. That's what I keep saying.
Yeah,
He didn't
she
do. He
really
just see
wasn't.
girl like girl. Yeah, boy. Let me take out girl. He did not do. Girl have friends. Talk to girl friends, and girl friends have friends.
But that
Girl
was
is
his
real social-
research.
That
Was his
can
research?
taking the girl out on the date.
Yes.
I agree with that too, no, Dana.
That was
I
his
agree
research,
with that
though.
too, no.
I
That
guess he
could
was
have been
trying
the
to-
man form of research
Yes.
because
And probably that's why he only had that $200 budget.
that's
Yes.
why.
But
Because
the
I
thing
don't wanna
about
spend more
it,
than
this
that.
research has failed because now the man saying, I feel like going and stay single.
No, it didn't fail.
So he
I
had
feel
no
like
the research can't end there.
He
might
not
have
going
not
back.
noticed
Listen,
now.
remember I said, first dates is to leave a lasting impression. She left a lasting impression in the
So was that
opposite direction. Yes.
Yeah. The man didn't know.
So his research was very successful.
Very successful. You know that I use enough. That is not the girl.
Yes.
That is not the girl for him.
Yeah.
But
And he went and saved a lot of money.
Yeah.
But he also, as you said, you yourself said that he needs some more experience. And I want something you just said that just escaped my mind. Yes, he did the research. This is the research you say.
Yeah.
But he also, like, he knows now, I guess, based on the conversations he would have been having with this young lady, he knows, well, if the conversations with the other young ladies going
Right.
down this road, maybe I should
Yeah.
Good. And that is where I want him to go. But young man say, I go and stay
Yeah, he
single.
did say that.
But I want him to
Maybe
come
I'm
here. I
supposed
want
to
him to
stay
talk to
single.
other young ladies. And I
No,
want him to...
he's still hurting. He ain't
Yeah,
recovered.
they give
Well, he
some.
must-
Yeah,
yeah,
He will make her next week. He gonna come back with
Yes.
a
Yo,
video.
yo,
Yes,
yo,
yes,
yo,
yes,
yo,
yes,
yo,
yes,
yo,
yes.
yo.
Let me give him the benefit.
Because
of
at
the
the
doubt.
end of the day, that's where you really want. And when you the older you get and the more you date, when you date people, you even have casual conversations, you get to realize people say, nah, I don't want that. When I start to see what we call red flags, the only reason we know about red flags is because you went into a situation, right? You can't just know that something is a red flag if you ain't try it or you ain't experience it. So that is how you get to learn. Well, I guess all right, all you win. Yeah, that was his research. That was his research.
I have two blue experience
You had two blue experience.
for years. I had stopped dating. That $200 date I went on was the first one in years.
In a good while. Wait.
And look at
And
how
it-
much he spent. What a coincidence.
Hoping that the outcomes from this will reap rewards, you know?
Yeah, because I had this notion in my head, I'm not going to spend money on people I don't really like.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know
And
if
the
you like
first
them
date,
first.
yeah.
I
I don't know
said
you
that,
enough to like you. So why would I be spending hundreds of dollars.
Exactly.
I don't know you.
That's the
from
whole point. I
Adam.
don't know you, and I try. The reason we here is for me to get to know you. Why I have to
Exactly.
pay to get to know you, boy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's the transaction that she placed on herself, and that's a deeper thing, eh? Because that's the trend we've been seeing with these young ladies coming up, is that because there were a number of response videos that came out after that.
Oh, yes.
With young ladies saying, well, backing up the young lady in question, saying, you can't afford me on $200. You can't afford me. And the fact of the matter is it's not about the $200. There are more important things in life than money.
No, not at
Let me
all.
give you this scenario. There was another video. A girl from Tobago. She posted a video, of course, in response to this, and she said that she and this guy, they were talking on social media for some time. Apparently, that's what I interpreted from the beginning of the video. They were talking back and forth. She's from Trinidad. The guy's from Tobago. So she came over to Tobago to do whatever she had to do. And while she was here, they had planned to meet up. It didn't work out because he was working and it just didn't happen. But the day she was supposed to go back, she was going back on the boat. And they were talking to each other. He was like, oh my God, you can't go back and I didn't get to see you. I have to see you. Because, of course, they had this thing going on social media. So the boat is, let's say the boat is 4 p.m. So she decided, well, I will leave home 10 o'clock. We'll meet up, whatever, and then I'll catch the
Go on
boat. She said the guy pick her up in town. They drive her around wherever they had to go. He had to go quite up lands for me or wherever it is he went. She said they just drive her, but they must buy something to drink or they must buy a burger and they share it on the way and they talk to the point she forgets she's supposed to get the boat.
Wow. That's a good story.
She forgets she's supposed to
And
get
you wouldn't even know how common that is. That's really
That's
common.
things that happen, and these are the things that have the substance.
Exactly. When it has
That's why
real
it does
essence.
really get to know the soul of somebody. When you spend time unexpected, when it happens unexpectedly, and you don't have like, oh my gosh, I need to put on my makeup and I need to make sure my eyelashes and my nails and my arms. You don't need all those things. She going on a boat. How you does just to go on a boat? A
Normal.
t-shirt and joggers.
Yeah.
Sneakers. That's what she had. What she Georgie bundle with she and she jump in the man car. And they drive up to the countryside and they had a good time.
Yeah.
All it took was the man gas and how much ever, wherever they buy on the road. And guess what? You know what she said? The relationship lasted. I don't know if they're still together, but she said the relationship lasted for some time.
Okay.
So what we need to do, know yourself, know what you want, and stop getting fooled by social media, because that ain't it. That ain't it.
Listen, she could get, I just always say, watch Future, the artist Future, right? I like to use him as an example, because he's my favorite guy in terms of when you want to look for who you don't want in a man, watch Future, right? Listen, Future will give you everything you want financially. You'll get a watch. You'll get a designer handbag. He'll carry on the yacht. He'll carry on the private jet. At the end of the day, he have the money because it's nothing to him, right? And then you can leave you with a baby mother, with a child, sorry. And you leave you as a baby mother, and if you don't feel like minding it, you're not minding it. And you leave you and you cut and you go through. That is how it is out here. If you value money, and it's only when it is too late, you will realize that what I am putting or what I require from this man, right, is nothing important. It wasn't important because now you have a whole child and money alone do raise trend.
A whole child. But the thing is, as you say, that is them research. That is their research there. Because I going after money, I going after this, I going after whatever, and I end up, as you say, with a whole child. And I date Future. You know what? She going behind her next Future, you know?
Yeah.
In the hopes that this Future gonna mind this child, because remember this Future, he had real money. Oh gosh.
Like
this Future-
Sierra.
Oh God.
But Sierra learned, she
eventually learned.
She learned.
So it's the same thing with research. You go after another one, he do the same thing. Okay, maybe this one might if I, and you go, but how long can you go for?
Yeah, exactly.
You understand? You have to learn the lesson
check
at
this
some
out.
point.
Check this out.
Madonna. They could only get
90% of the women will still like see all of that, do all the research, and still line up behind Future.
Because they have the hopes that the next
change
Future
it.
will stay with me.
They could
To
change
mind the
him.
child,
No,
to do
really,
this, to do
I think they
whatever.
prefer the status and having a future child as a status than any hopes of future staying. They prefer that.
Well, that is sad. That is very
That's
sad
quite
because at the
sad.
end of the day, you really end up losing it all.
Ladies
But
and
I want to
gentlemen.
talk about some of the ideas that people had for dates, right? We talk about the park bench. People talk about taking a walk on the beach. You rent two bike, you go for a ride.
I love that one.
Yeah, there's
did that
so
one
many
already.
different things. You can have a little picnic in the park, you pack two sandwiches in a basket, you go somewhere, and all these things are cost effective, and it gives you the opportunity to really sit and get to know the person, because at the end of the day, the purpose behind the date is getting to
spend time
know
with
the
the
person more intimately.
So here this, Adana. Let me ask a practical question. How many women you know, right, that a guy could go approach in Tobago and ask them to go on a picnic on a date, and they accept?
I know a few women.
That's what I'm saying. I think
Because
because we're
then
in
I get-
different circles.
I was just about to say, depends on the circle you're hanging
really
Yeah, but
around
that
in.
circle very tiny.
It might be very tiny, but they do exist. They do exist.
So you still asking me to fish in a very
Small pond. Yeah.
Well, continue doing your
I was
research.
so disappointed.
Continue doing your research. You gotta continue doing your research.
more women exist with what Two Blue is dealing with than women going to the park for dates.
Yeah, boy. I agree to you on that one.
Yeah, the producer clapping on
Producer
that one.
clapping was-
Producer clapping.
on the
Producer
set,
clapping.
the producer clapping.
Is it true?
Yeah. I mean, again, the flashiness for social media, remember, that is quite popular. So, carrying somebody, I like hikes.
Right.
Let me walk and go on a hike. You know,
But what if that girl wants to, she breathless, she's like, oh my God.
Exactly.
I just
you
let me
understand?
stop. No.
No, but that's research again, because again, I am on a recent fitness journey kind of thing. So I would like somebody who will be able to keep that energy with me outdoors. You understand?
Right.
And so if it is, I ask you, let me go on a hike. Let me go, a little hour hike. We walk through a nice open trail, not too dangerous, right? Not too hard. And we could talk and get to know each other, right? And then we come back, and then after we could take a drive or something like that, right? And then you come to tell me, like, that walking day that I out of breath, I unfit or whatever. And then I know then you is not for me. You understand? Because, and then you had to think about when you go on some of these dates, you're really getting the most authentic version of these women, eh? And this is a tip for the men, right? You're getting the most authentic version of the woman. When you go on a hike, you go to the beach, you go when
You
the
see
car.
them naturally,
Exactly.
naturally.
it have waterproof
cannot
everything.
see them.
It have waterproof everything.
Yeah, but check this. I personally asked to be more than one woman in Tobago to go on a beach date.
Listen, no?
Me not get beach body, bro.
Guys, the conversation, I wish we had more time. I wish we had more time.
Right.
Because the conversation now starts to get really, really, really juicy. But we're having some other time, maybe on social media somewhere. But we're talking about the $200 date. Is that enough? Does money matter when you're dating? I don't think it does. I think money matters because money answers all things. You can't live without money. Money is the answer to everything on the earth, while we in this part of the earth. But when it comes to dating, it's not the
Shouldn't
most
be the
important
number
thing.
one.
It should not be your primary decision maker. Let me see how much money he could pay for this date. That isn't it. There are so many things you can do while dating that doesn't cost anything. Could cost $10, $20, $50, or $0. They're still very fun. They still allow you to get to know the person in a more intimate way. So you don't have to spend out all your money. Forget about social media. You don't have to post every single thing. Live your life privately. Let me tell you something, right? The more you post, you're actually looking for trouble. Because human beings, we're real destructive, and we just ruin
Ammunition.
nice.
You're giving them.
Yeah.
You're giving people
Yeah.
ammunition.
You
And
understand?
fellas, stay away from hungry women, right? Right?
And all persons, set your personal standards, know what you're looking for, and be real, be honest. Be honest with yourself, and be honest with the person you're intending to date.
And how you
because
feel- how
we
you feel
all,
on the
yes,
inside.
we all deserve.
And don't be scared to hold a woman to higher standards.
That's
Yes,
right.
don't forget that.
Don't
That's
be
right.
afraid
Important.
at
That's
all.
right, because women expect the world from men. Let me give them the world too now.
Why not?
Yeah.
As I
Balance the
say,
scale.
if the man bringing the dinner to the table, then I
Very-
bring in the champagne.
very
And
good
that is how
note.
we're going to wrap tonight.
Very good note.
Money matters when dating, or does it? Is $200 enough? Does $200 even matter? We could have really, really nice dates with $0. All you have to do is really, really want to spend time with the person. Set your standards for yourself. Be honest and let us make it happen. It was nice being here, guys. It was nice having you on the show.
It
was a really good discussion. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And we thank everybody who joined us on the live. We thank you for all your comments, all your views. And this is where we are going to wrap tonight for the hour. I am Adana Kombi. And these are our beautiful guests in studio. And we are saying peace out. Let's enjoy our dating. Woo!